Okay guys, so here is my light up Joker Laugh subscribe sign, and if you haven't already, please do so. And as you can see here on top, we've got some classic cartoon Universal monsters. So here we have Dracula with his little sign saying I love blood banks. Then we have the Mummy emerging from his sarcophagus. Then we've got the Wolfman with his t-shirt saying Bad Moon Rising. Then we have Frankenstein and a tombstone saying Rest in Pieces, and finally we have a witch with a glass crystal ball. So these first four here I got from a novelty shop in Scarborough in the United Kingdom, which is a seaside resort where you buy little knick-knack gifts for friends and family. And I managed to find all four of these in the same shop. Now, since buying these, I've looked to see online if I could find any more of these, because I would very much like a creature from the Black Lagoon to go with these, but unfortunately I haven't been able to find any information on these. So I have no idea who sculpted it, who produced it, or if they're made in the UK or not. If you do know any information on that, please let me know in the comments below, because I would really appreciate looking into these a bit more, because I really do like these little fellas. But as of right now, I don't have any other information on these of this moment in time. Now, as the witch, I believe that was produced by a company called Nemesis Now, because I got her from here, like a goth/witch shop. You know, where they sell like incense burners and fancy candles and everything's got pentangles on it, etc. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, well, that's a similar size, similar width, similar style sculpt. I thought she would fit really well, and thankfully she fit in fantastic. And with being a witch as well, she also fits in with the monsters. I wouldn't be surprised to find out if those witches were actually sculpted by the same person who did the other monsters. If it's true or not, I have no idea. It's just me speculating. I just wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But I've always wanted a cartoon creature from the Black Lagoon to go with his fellow brothers and sister monsters. So, because I haven't been able to find anything, today's video we're gonna be 3D creating and then 3D printing our very own, and then cleaning it up, painting it to a finished piece, and then hopefully we can have a creature from Black Lagoon to go right there. Okay, let's get cracking. Okay guys, so I started off by going on thingiverse.com and I found a free file which was a kind of a creature from a film called Ghoulies from the 1980s, and basically it is very reminiscent of the creature's body. So this was uploaded by a user called Matthias42. So in his description he said that this was a combination of 3 separate STL files. So the first one was the legs, which he got from cgtrader.com, and it was created originally by a creator called Carl Creates. Now he said that he loved the legs, but he wasn't a fan of the top torso, so he cut that off and then he merged it with another creature STL file, and this time back to Thingiverse, and it was uploaded by a creator called Modern Gnome. So he basically took the top half of Modern Gnome's creation and then the bottom part of Cal's creation and then merged them together, and then he got a third STL which was like a random baby head or a demonic baby head. So, but we don't really need to go into that one right now. So I downloaded that file and then got rid of the baby head, and then went back and downloaded the top torso STL file from Modern Gnome, and then cut the head off that, and then decided to reattach that to the cartoon body of what looks like the creature from Black Lagoon. So now that I've made it look like it would fit in with his fellow cartoon brothers and sisters, Let's get printing.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Okay guys, so here it is, fresh off the printer, and it's been printed on medium blue PLA filament. And as you can see there, it's quite a lot to clean up on this, because there was quite a few tree-like supports added to this, so it does need a bit of a clean up. So fast forward montage, here we come. So for the next part, I'm going in with a lighter slash taper, and this is basically just to give it a quick run over, and that gets rid of all those unwanted stringy bits or the wispy bits that sometimes you get on filament prints. And if you try to remove them manually, you'll be there all day.
It's been 84 years.
It'll take you a long time, but if you just give it a quick once over, it bends them away and gets rid of them. Just be obviously careful, because obviously it can get hot and you don't want to linger over a certain area for too long, because with this being a heat applicated PLA, it'll obviously bend and warp the hotter it gets. So you just want a simple quick pass and you're good to go. So now that we've got rid of those unwanted stringy bits, for the next stage I'm going to go in with some regular white wood filler, and I'm just going to go over any holes or imperfections that the printer created, and then that just goes a long way to making this look like it's more all one solid piece.
A little later.
Okay, so now that all that's been treated, let's go in with some regular super glue, and let's super glue all the parts together. So after leaving that few hours to dry, I then went in with some Abe's epoxy model and clay, and then I went ahead and resculpted some of the missing details. Okay guys, I'll leave that a few hours to dry, and then we can take it to the spray booth and give it a nice grey prime.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Okay guys, so here he is, all grey primed and ready for some paint. Now there is a part here where it was a bit of an error where I had to go back in with more Abe's epoxy modelling clay. So I just thought I'd point that out just to show why it's a little bit different. Now you can still see the layer lines where it's obviously been built up in the 3D printer, but we've got a trick how to get past that. So this stuff here is Contact Professional Glue from Revell. Now it's mainly made for styrene kits, and the idea is it softens plastic, and with this being a PLA plastic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently take a little bit of it onto my finger, and then I'm going to rub it in place and then smooth it all out, and then that'll help hide the layer lines. So this glue also reacts with the grey prime, but that's to our advantage because it kind of makes it into a bit of a filler. You'll see what I mean as I go. Okay guys, I'll go ahead and I'll leave that a couple of hours for it to solidify and let it do its thing.
3 hours later.
Okay guys, so now that this is a lot more smoother, we're going to go in with a nice medium green base coat. So now that the base coat is dry, for the next stage I went in with some regular black watercolour, and then I painted all the surfaces, and then used a clean bit of kitchen towel to gently wipe away the excess. And then what that does is it acts as a wash, and then it gets all the little nooks and crannies a lot darker. So it basically goes a long way to add like a shading to the creature. So now that that wash has been dried, we're now going to go back in with the original green that we had for the base coat, and we're just going to add a general dry brush over all surfaces, and then this just goes a long way to bring some of that detail back, but keep the dark areas, well, dark.
No way!
So for the next stage I went in with some medium yellow and then mixed it with the dark green to make a lighter shade of green, and then we can use this as a dry brush highlight to the creature. And next I'm going to go in with a Games Colour airbrush paint titled Livery Green. Again, dry brush more highlights. So next we're going to go in with a model colour airbrush paint, and this time it's titled Dark Flesh, and this is going to add a base tone to hit the creature's belly and his hands and feet where the inner webbing lies. Next I'm going to go in with a medium brown watercolour, and then I'm going to add that as a wash to the whole piece, and same again, that just helps highlight some of the details, and it darkens down those fleshy parts. Next I'm going to go in with some game colour, and this time it's titled Magic Blue, and I'm just going to add a tiny little drop of it on my palette, and I'm just going to get in and around the sides of the eyes, because after some in-depth research online, the creature seems to have these like dark blue areas around the sides of his eyes, so same again, it adds a nice layer of depth. And the next stage I'm going to go in with some meadow mushroom, and this is a tester pot from Wilco's, and then this is just going to be a dry brush to the fleshy parts. And for the next stage I'm going back in with that medium brown, and I'm going to give it a second wash, mainly to get into all the nooks and crannies of the webbing, but I also feel like the full piece kind of needs a good wash and rub down. And once that dried, back in with the meadow mushroom just to add some highlights to these fingernails and the suction cups on the inside of his hands. And next we're going to go in with some more game colour again, but this time a vibrant gold, just to add the irises of the creature. And next we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the creature's iconic red lips. So we're going to go in with a medium red, and we're going to go ahead and give that 2 coats. And next we're going to go in with some Vallejo Model Air Black, and this is just going to be to add the pupils. And for the next stage I'm going to go in with some watered down black acrylic, and I'm just going to get into all the little deep recesses just to add some more shading, and yeah. For the next stage, I think we can go ahead and give this a gloss varnish.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, so here he is back in the spray booth with 2 coats of a nice gloss varnish. So he looks nice and wet and slippery. So now that he's finished, the only thing that's left to do is to add him with his fellow brother and sister monsters. So I do believe he will look good right there. Okay guys, what do you think? Do you think he suits it there? Think he fits in well with his other monster friends? Me myself, I am happy with the outcome of this. So if you like this video build, or you just like how the creature turned out, please smash that like button, and don't forget to share on Facebook and Twitter and any other social media, because it helps new people find the YouTube channel, which I'm always appreciative. Thank you for any help. If you have any comments, comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future builds. And if you want to be a really awesome viewer, please spend 5 minutes to check out my Patreon page. And then hopefully with a bit of help we can make this full-time rather than part-time. So once again, I'm Francis Gray and this is the creature from the Black Lagoon cartoon mini. I'll see you in the next build.